I'm Joshua once again. I've come back. This time we are going to discuss the compounds. What are compounds? A compound is a substance consisting of two or more elements chemically combined together. That's what we call a compound. It consists of two or more elements chemically combined together. When you have a substance consisting of two or more elements chemically combined together, that one is referred to as a compound. Examples of compounds: we have sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a compound made up of two elements, which is sodium and chlorine. These two elements are chemically combined together and they form what we call sodium chloride. We have copper carbonate. Copper carbonate is made up of three elements, which is copper, carbon, and oxygen. These three elements are chemically combined together to form a compound, copper carbonate. Copper carbonate. Water is a compound which is made up of two elements. One is hydrogen and another one is oxygen. These two elements are chemically combined and they form water as a compound. We have more compounds, like for example, ethanol is a compound consisting of three elements, which is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. They are chemically combined together to form ethanol. They are chemically combined together to form ethanol. If you look at glucose, is also made up of three elements chemically combining together, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen to form glucose compound. Three elements chemically combining together, that is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen to form glucose compound. Many compounds, they have common names and chemical names, but we usually use the chemical names because they are descriptive of the elements which are contained in that compound. We usually use the chemical names because they give us a description of the elements which are found in that compound. And usually, if the name of the compound ends with IDE letters, it is usually composed of two elements. If the name of the compound ends with IDE letters, it is that compound is made up of two elements. For example, sodium chloride is made up of two elements, sodium and chlorine. Calcium chloride is made up of two elements, calcium element and chlorine element. If you talk of potassium chloride, it's made up of potassium and chlorine as elements. But it is also good to note that hydroxide, they also end up with the IDE letters, but they have 3 elements, including oxygen. For example, potassium hydroxide. It is made up of potassium element, oxygen element, and hydrogen element. Sodium hydroxide. It is ending up with IDE, but they have 3 elements, including oxygen, like sodium element, oxygen element, hydrogen elements, which are chemically combined together to form sodium hydroxide. If the name of the compound ends with ATE, if the name of the compound ends with ATE, it means that that compound consists of at least 3 elements. It consists of at least 3 elements, and one of them should or must be oxygen. For example, calcium carbonate. It's ending with ATE, calcium carbonate, meaning that it is having 3 elements, and one of them is oxygen. And those elements are calcium, carbon, and oxygen, which are chemically combined together to form calcium carbonate. Another example is aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate. It ends with ATE. One of the elements is oxygen. It's made up of aluminium, sulfur, and oxygen. Those are the 3 elements which are chemically combined together to form a compound aluminium sulfate, ending with letters ATE, meaning that there are 3 elements which are chemically combined to form that compound, and one of those elements is oxygen. That is all we can talk about the compounds for now. Thank you for being with us. Continue to stay with us as we continue to simplify chemistry. God bless you. Hello, my name is Joshua. Thank you for staying with us. Continue to be with us. Thank you, and God bless you.